Have you ever noticed something curious? How two people can be the same age, both in their late 60s, 70s, or even their early 80s, yet seem to be living in completely different bodies. One moves cautiously, hesitates before standing, forgets names, avoids stares, and quietly accepts that this is just what getting old looks like. The other moves with ease. They stand tall. They walk without fear. They remember details. They laugh easily. And there's something else you can't quite explain. A calm confidence. Not the loud confidence of youth. Not the restless confidence of ambition. But a grounded, steady confidence that comes from resilience. From experience. From a body and mind that still cooperate instead of fighting each other. For decades, society has told us a simple story about aging. That after retirement, decline is inevitable. That strength fades. That memory weakens. That energy disappears. That independence slowly slips away. But here's the truth most people never hear. Your body does not suddenly begin to fail because you reached a certain birthday. Your brain does not shut down because candles increased on a cake. Biology doesn't work that way. Your body responds, day after day, to how you treat it, to how you move, to how you think, to how you connect with others, to how you recover from stress. In fact, modern research in aging, neurology, and human performance shows something remarkable. Many of the abilities people lose in their later years are not lost because of age itself. They are lost because of disuse, fear, and unconscious habits that quietly accumulate over time. And here's what's fascinating. Some older adults never consciously try to stay young. They don't follow extreme routines. They don't chase fads. They don't talk about anti-aging at all. Yet somehow, their muscles stay responsive. Their balance remains steady. Their minds stay alert. Their reactions stay sharp. They aren't lucky. They aren't genetically gifted. They are simply doing a few key things right, often without even realizing it. Small behaviors, ordinary movements, subtle mental patterns. But together, they create something extraordinary. They allow the body to remain capable. They allow the brain to remain adaptable. They allow the nervous system to remain young. Today, we're going to talk about 8 specific signs that reveal whether someone between 65 and 80 is aging in the usual way or aging in reverse. These signs are not about appearance. They are not about wrinkles or gray hair. They are about function, about what your body can still do, about how your mind still responds, about how confidently you move through the world. Only a small percentage of people in this age range can still do all of them. And those who can, they are rare gems. If, as we go through these signs, you recognize yourself in even 2 or 3, that is not something to dismiss. It means your internal systems, your muscles, nerves, brain, and circulation are still working together in harmony. You are not aging normally. You are aging exceptionally well. And if you can do most of them, then you are not just preserving life. You are mastering it. Now, let's begin with the first sign. One of the clearest indicators of how young your body still is on the inside. If you can stand on one leg for 10 full seconds, without wobbling, without grabbing a chair, without instinctively reaching for support, pause for a moment and recognize what that truly means. Because this is not a small or ordinary ability at your age. It is one of the clearest windows into how young your body still is on the inside. To most people, balance looks simple, but biologically, it is one of the most complex actions the human body performs. When you lift one foot off the ground, your body instantly activates a hidden network of systems. Your brain must process information in real time. Your nerves must send signals at high speed. Your muscles must respond with precision. Your inner ear must sense position and motion. Your core must stabilize your entire frame. All of this happens in fractions of a second. There is no conscious thinking involved. no planning, no hesitation. Your body either communicates efficiently or it doesn't. That is why researchers across geriatric medicine, neurology, and cardiovascular science consider single-leg balance one of the most accurate indicators of biological age, not chronological age. As people grow older, this internal communication often begins to weaken. Reaction time slows. Nerve signals lose clarity. Muscles hesitate instead of responding instantly. The brain becomes less confident in where the body is in space. That is why many seniors begin to walk more cautiously, why they shuffle instead of stride, why they avoid uneven surfaces, why falls become more common, not because of clumsiness, but because coordination quietly fades. But if you can still stand on one leg, even for 10 seconds, something important is happening inside you. It means your nervous system is still synchronized. Your brain is still alert enough to adjust instantly. Your nerves are still firing efficiently. Your muscles still respond without delay. Your inner balance system is still calibrated. This level of coordination is not accidental. Studies have shown that older adults who maintain good balance experience dramatically different health outcomes. They fall less often. They recover faster when they do stumble. They maintain better circulation. Their muscles receive more oxygen. Their hearts work more efficiently under stress. In long-term studies, people who could maintain balance on one leg had significantly lower risk of sudden health decline and premature mortality compared to those who could not. In other words, balance predicts survival. But balance is more than just physical stability. Your muscles must respond with precision. Your inner ear must sense position and motion. Your core must stabilize your entire frame. All of this happens in fractions of a second. There is no conscious thinking involved. No planning. No hesitation. Your body either communicates efficiently or it doesn't. That is why researchers across geriatric medicine, neurology, and cardiovascular science consider single-leg balance one of the most accurate indicators of biological age, not chronological age. As people grow older, this internal communication often begins to weaken. Reaction time slows. Nerve signals lose clarity. Muscles hesitate instead of responding instantly. The brain becomes less confident in where the body is in space. That is why many seniors begin to walk more cautiously, why they shuffle instead of stride, why they avoid uneven surfaces, why falls become more common, not because of clumsiness, but because coordination quietly fades. But if you can still stand on one leg, even for 10 seconds, something important is happening inside you. It means your nervous system is still synchronized. Your brain is still alert enough to adjust instantly. Your nerves are still firing efficiently. Your muscles still respond without delay. Your inner balance system is still calibrated. This level of coordination is not accidental. Studies have shown that older adults who maintain good balance experience dramatically different health outcomes. They fall less often. They recover faster when they do stumble. They maintain better circulation. Their muscles receive more oxygen. Their hearts work more efficiently under stress. In long-term studies, people who could maintain balance on one leg had significantly lower risk of sudden health decline and premature mortality compared to those who could not. In other words, balance predicts survival. But balance is more than just physical stability. It reflects internal confidence. When your body trusts itself, you move differently. You walk with assurance. You turn without fear. You reach without hesitation. That trust reduces chronic stress, and lower stress protects the heart, the brain, the immune system. It creates a powerful feedback loop. Your body feels safe. Your nervous system stays calm. Your movements remain fluid. That calmness carries into daily life. People with good balance often show greater independence, higher emotional resilience, better mood regulation, stronger sense of control over their lives. This is why balance training is now considered one of the most powerful anti-aging tools, not because it prevents wrinkles, but because it preserves autonomy. If you can still balance on one leg, your body has not forgotten how to trust itself. And that trust, at this stage of life, is rare. It means your systems are still cooperating instead of compensating. It means your body is still adaptable instead of fragile. And that matters more than most people realize. Because aging well is not about avoiding change. It is about maintaining communication. And if your body can still coordinate itself this precisely, you are already doing something extraordinary, whether you knew it or not. That is why this first sign is so powerful. It quietly reveals how much vitality still lives inside you. That if you can rise from a chair, bed, or even the floor without pushing yourself up with your hands, understand this clearly. You are quietly defeating one of the greatest threats of aging, loss of independence. This movement may look simple from the outside, but inside your body, it represents a powerful victory. Most people begin relying on their hands far earlier than they realize. They push off the armrest. They brace against the table. They lean forward just a little more each year. At first, it feels harmless. But over time, it becomes a silent signal that the lower body is losing authority. When your legs alone can lift your body against gravity, it means your foundation is still strong. This single motion tests multiple systems at once. Your leg strength, especially in the thighs and glutes, which are essential for walking and stability. Your hip mobility, which determines how freely you move and how safely you step. Your joint health, including knees and ankles, which absorb and redirect force. Your core engagement, which stabilizes your spine and protects your balance. Your cardiovascular endurance, which supports the oxygen demand of the movement. This is why doctors and geriatric specialists pay close attention to this ability. In fact, large long-term studies have shown something striking. Adults who can sit down and stand back up without assistance have a dramatically lower risk of early mortality over the following decade. Not because the movement itself is magical, but because it reveals how well the body still adapts to stress. When you stand up, your body must instantly manage gravity. Your blood pressure must adjust. Your heart must respond. Your muscles must coordinate without delay. If all of that happens smoothly, it means your internal systems are still communicating efficiently. Your muscles still generate real power, not just endurance, but strength. Your circulation delivers oxygen where it's needed. Your bones remain responsive to load, which helps prevent fragility. These are not signs of an aging body in decline. They are signs of a body that is still functionally young. In your 60s or 70s, many people begin planning their movements around limitations. They avoid low chairs. They hesitate before sitting on the floor. They choose convenience over confidence. But if you can still rise smoothly, you are sending a different message to your body. You are telling it, we are still capable. We are still adaptable. We still belong in this world without fear. That confidence changes everything. People who maintain this ability tend to walk more, sit less, engage more socially, recover faster from illness or injury. They are not just physically stronger, they are psychologically freer. And freedom is one of the greatest protectors of health in later life. So if you are in your 70s and you can still stand up without using your hands, do not dismiss it. It is not common. It is not expected. It is exceptional. It means your body still remembers how to rise, literally and figuratively. And that kind of functional youth, it is priceless if you can still remember names, whether they belong to people you just met or friends from long ago. You are carrying something that many people fear losing more than physical strength. You are carrying mental youth. Memory is often misunderstood. People think it is simply about recall, about whether you can retrieve a word, a name, or a fact. But in reality, memory reflects something much deeper. It reflects attention, your ability to be present in the moment. It reflects emotional engagement, your interest in the people and world around you. It reflects neural connectivity, how efficiently your brain cells communicate with one another. When you meet someone new and remember their name, your brain performs a remarkable task. It listens, it focuses, it links a sound to a face. It attaches meaning and emotion, all within seconds. This process depends heavily on the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for forming and retrieving memories. If your hippocampus is still doing this well in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, it means it remains flexible, responsive, and well supported by blood flow and oxygen. That is not guaranteed with age. Research consistently shows that memory decline is often driven less by aging itself and more by disuse, chronic stress, and social isolation. When people stop learning, stop engaging, or withdraw emotionally, the brain receives fewer signals to stay adaptable. But older adults who remain mentally curious and socially connected show a very different pattern. They form new memories more easily. They maintain sharper attention. They adapt better to change. Studies have found that these individuals experience slower rates of cognitive decline, lower risk of dementia-related conditions, better emotional regulation, higher overall life satisfaction. In other words, their brains stay younger because they keep using them. If you can still recall names without strain, it also means your brain is not overwhelmed. It is not constantly fighting fatigue or stress. It has enough mental energy to notice details, to store information, and to retrieve it later. That suggests healthy circulation, stable blood sugar, and balanced nervous system activity. And there is another important element here: identity. Remembering names helps maintain social bonds. Social bonds reinforce purpose. Purpose protects the brain. It becomes a powerful cycle. So if you still recognize people easily, remember faces, and recall names with clarity, understand this. Your brain has not surrendered to time. It is still building bridges, still making connections, still engaging with life. That is not accidental. That is cultivated through curiosity, interaction, movement, and meaning. And in a world where many fear cognitive decline as an inevitable fate, your mental clarity is a quiet but profound triumph. It means your mind is still alive, responsive, and deeply capable. And that, at any age, is a remarkable gift. How you walk tells a story about your health that even many medical tests cannot fully capture. Doctors can measure blood pressure. They can analyze blood work. They can review scans. But the simple act of walking, how naturally, confidently, and steadily you move through space, reveals how well your entire system is working together. If you can walk without shuffling your feet, without hesitating before each step, without constantly scanning for something to hold on to, you are demonstrating something powerful. You are showing strong neuromuscular control. Your brain and muscles are still communicating clearly and quickly. You are showing good cardiovascular endurance. Your heart and lungs are supplying oxygen efficiently, without strain. You are showing healthy joint mechanics. Your hips, knees, ankles, and spine are absorbing and releasing force smoothly. This is why researchers often call walking speed a vital sign of aging. It is not about how fast you walk compared to others. It is about how naturally your body moves without fear, compensation, or excessive effort. As people age, walking often becomes cautious. Steps shorten. Feet barely leave the ground. Arms stop swinging freely. The body leans forward as if preparing for a fall. These changes are not simply habits. They reflect deeper shifts in balance, strength, nerve signaling, and confidence. And research has shown that slower, hesitant walking is associated with serious outcomes. It correlates with increased risk of cognitive decline, higher rates of hospitalization, reduced independence, shorter lifespan. This is not meant to create fear. It is meant to highlight awareness. Because the opposite is equally true. A steady, confident gait reflects coordination. Your nervous system knows where your body is in space. It reflects oxygen delivery. Your muscles are being fueled efficiently. It reflects neurological efficiency. Your brain processes movement without overload or hesitation. If your walk still feels natural, rhythmic, and balanced, it means your body has not shifted into survival mode. You are not bracing for instability. You are not compensating for weakness. You are not moving from fear. You are moving from strength. People who maintain a confident walking pattern tend to stay active longer. They go out more. They engage socially. They expose themselves to sunlight, fresh air, and movement. That activity further protects the brain, the heart, and emotional health. It becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. Confidence in movement builds confidence in life. So if you can still walk with ease, if your steps feel smooth rather than forced, do not take that lightly. That is not guaranteed at this stage of life. It means your body is still aligned, responsive, and adaptable. You are not aging from limitation. You are aging from a position of strength. And that strength, expressed simply through the way you walk, speaks volumes about the vitality still within you. One of the most overlooked signs of aging well is not how much energy you have, but how quickly you recover after using it. If you can rest for a short period and then feel refreshed again, rather than completely drained, that is a powerful signal. It means your body still knows how to restore itself. This ability is called metabolic resilience. It reflects how efficiently your cells produce energy, how well your nervous system resets after stress, and how smoothly your internal systems return to balance. Healthy recovery depends on several critical factors working together. First, efficient mitochondria, the tiny structures inside your cells that generate energy. When mitochondria function well, your muscles and brain can produce energy without excessive strain or waste. Second, balanced stress hormones. When cortisol and adrenaline rise appropriately during activity and then settle afterward, your body avoids prolonged fatigue. Third, good sleep quality. Restorative sleep allows tissues to repair, hormones to rebalance, and the brain to clear metabolic waste. And fourth, stable blood sugar. When glucose levels remain steady, energy stays consistent instead of crashing. Many seniors assume that feeling exhausted after small tasks is simply part of aging. But science tells a different story. Chronic fatigue is often the result of reduced recovery capacity, not age itself. When recovery systems weaken, even minor effort can feel overwhelming. But if your body can still bounce back, if you can walk, socialize, or complete tasks and then feel renewed after resting, it means your internal systems are still adaptable. Adaptability is one of the strongest markers of youth. Young systems adjust easily. They respond to demand and return to balance smoothly. Older systems struggle when adaptability declines. So if you notice that your energy returns after rest, take that as meaningful feedback. Your cells are still responsive. Your metabolism is still flexible. Your nervous system still knows how to calm itself. People with strong recovery ability tend to stay active longer. They are more willing to move, explore, and engage because they trust their bodies to recover. That trust protects long-term health. Because when you are not afraid of fatigue, you continue to live fully. And that continued engagement keeps the body young. So remember this. Energy is not about never getting tired. It is about how well you restore afterward. And if your body still recovers efficiently, You are aging with resilience, not decline. That resilience, quiet, steady, and powerful, is a clear sign that youth still lives within you.